Nicole if she's ready to come on deck to share more about her experience and membership for just a few minutes about what's been going on for her there. So Nicole, do I have to unmute you? I think I do.
Oh,
Nicole,
I think I just did.
nice. Tell them all who you are, where you're
Hi.
from, and all things.
Sure. Well, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, Megan, and Maria. I'm Nicole Maderas. I'm from California, and I have been joining with the Intentional Single for these 6 months, and it has been such a blessing in my life. Megan and Maria, I just want to say, preface what I'm going to share by saying they're the real deal. They're both beautiful, faithful Catholic women, and they have created a very intentional community filled with other amazing, faithful, beautiful Catholic women. And so I just want you to know that I can't give you both enough kudos because I think that you have really created something very special here. So with that said, I'm from California. I'm a cradle Catholic. My family's from Portugal, and I was raised here in California. And I, spent most of my formative years really focused on school and academics and achievement. Kind of idolized, frankly, those things probably a little too much. And at a certain point, God, as He does, started working with my heart and was like, I know you love this whole independent women thing that you got going on, but it might be time to open your heart up a little bit and maybe start, looking around and dating some men. So I started intentionally dating in my mid 30s, which let me tell you, some of you may know, it was really kind of stressful and frustrating at times. And so I discovered Megan and Maria through a podcast I was listening to, and I've, sort of heard their content, and it really resonated with me because I was like, at that point, I was in my late 30s. I just turned 40, so I'm now in the next decade. And I think I heard about the course when I was 39. So I had been, in the dating scene looking for my, holy Catholic man. And I'm like, Lord, where is he? I thought you wanted me to do this. This is hard. And all to say, I joined the course, and it has been such a blessing for me in so many ways. And as Megan mentioned, the fruits have been very powerful, not just in my personal dating life. And I am dating actually a really wonderful Catholic man now. And I know, right? And it's been very beautiful and blessed so far. And the one takeaway that I'll share, and then I'll pass back the mic, is that, when you hit your late 30s, especially, you kind of feel like there's nobody left, like the last all your friends have been married and and you're like, you might have a few single gal friends. Actually, one of my dear friends, Danielle's on here. It's so great to see her. Yeah. So, but it's tough, and it just, you can feel really like alone, and it's frustrating and stressful. And I've shared with people that, ending 2023, I had this scarcity mindset. Like, there are no good Catholic men left. Like, I don't know where to find them. I am busy. I'm a hardworking attorney. Okay. I live in the Bay Area in San Francisco. Like, there's nobody left. And doing some of the workshops, thinking about some of the agreements that I've in my mindset, the content was so powerful, and I did put in the work, really spending some time, a lot of time in prayer and adoration and journaling, and really cleaning up some of those thoughts. And so I can share with you, through that work and with God's grace, of course, that, man, I jumped into 2024 with so much hope, and I still have so much hope on my heart. And I don't have a scarcity mindset for me or the other single women in my life. I'm like, yeah, there's great men all around, you know? And so that's really been one of the biggest shifts for me, because I was really starting to feel just very like negative and frustrated. And the other thing that I'll share, and then I'll pass it back, is I've also carried that through in other parts of my life. I think especially for those of you who are, working and have stressful jobs, you can kind of carry that through out the day. And I've really been working with Megan and Maria on approaching my personal life with more intentionality. So building up better routines for myself at night, right? So that my focus isn't always on work, and lowering those, those cortisol levels. So just, yeah, approaching, I've just built some really beautiful habits too that go beyond the dating and like, finding a man. It's really impacted the way that I approach. I have what I call an intentions list now, where I have specific ways that I serve others during the day, myself, things that I do for my health. And that's been very powerful for me. So, all to say, it's a blessing to be a part of this community. There are so many amazing women here that I've gotten to know, many of whom are on this call, Annie and Rachel, a lot of amazing gals. I know that there are others. And so, yes, if you have any questions, I'll be staying and participating in the small groups, and happy to answer your questions. So thank you.
Isn't she great, ladies? Nicole's the real deal. She does the work. She's awesome. All right. And next up, we have Miss Mandy. Mandy comes from the Midwest. She is not the same person when we met her on a call like this, like 6 months ago. Mandy, would you share a little bit about your story?
Hey, ladies. So, my name is Mandy Weiss. I am from the great state of North Dakota. And Megan's right. I am not the same person 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I was just like, I don't know if this is for me. But when I watched the intro, I was like, whoa. And I've never felt more seen. And so I followed the prompts of the Holy Spirit and did it, and I have never regretted it. It's been the best decision, one of the best decisions I have made. And so I'm going to speak on two things. Small group experience. They really do put you in like a group of girls that are in the same area for you. Like you feel so seen with them. I love my small group. We meet every week, and they have really helped me step and work on like that attachment cycle of me not wanting to be vulnerable and not wanting to come up and just share my emotions and stuff. And they hold space for me and are just so beautiful in that, be it text message or, hey, can we chat on this in our small group? And it's just been really, really great. And then the other thing I just want to talk briefly is three things that have made like just an impact on me over the last 6 months is, yeah, we talk about like relationships with guys and stuff and building that. But one of the things that has really grown through me is like my relationship with God as well. That's just been a beautiful process for me, just to have that growth and developing the relationship with God. My other thing, the second thing is that blew my mind is you're in control of your thoughts, which influence your emotions, which influence your actions. And that was a big blow for me. It was like, wow, I have access to my thoughts and I can change my thoughts, which changed everything down the road from that. And then lastly, you can dream. You can dream with God, you can dream with your friends, and the possibilities are endless. So I just will strongly encourage you guys to just take that little leap of faith and to dive deep. Because I really don't think you'll be disappointed.
Mandy is a gem, ladies. Something that really strikes me about Mandy is that she dives in with her whole being. Like I can't even say heart because she dives in with her whole being. Like the muster and gusto and courage that this girl has is incredible. And she's such a ripple effect, just like Nicole is to all of the gals in membership. So thank you, Mandy. Thank you for sharing those. It's such a testament to all the gals here. And then last but not least, but oh so sweet, is Miss Annie. Would you come up to the floor and introduce yourself to the gals and let everyone know who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. So hello, my name is Annie. I am from Michigan, and I have been journeying with TIS for almost 2 years now, but just came off of the 6 month membership. And I really came to TIS looking for answers for my singleness problem. Like, I must just not have listened to all the podcasts or read the right books or learned the right skills because I'm still single. Like, I had all the knowledge. I'm like, I'm not getting the outcome that I'm looking for. And I came across their workshop and signed up, and I was like, okay, this must be the answer. And specifically with membership, I was like, okay, 6 months, this will be the deep dive that I need. And then I will have all the answers that I need to live a fulfilling life because I don't love the life that I'm living right now. Um, and I found so much more than just the blocking and tackling of skills that are needed in relationships. I fell upon this community that is amazing. I mean, ladies, I cannot speak highly enough of the curated community that TIS is. Part of it is because the women that are attracted to it are just a special part of the world. There's something that if you've been single for a while, you just get it. Like you look around the women on this call, and like you might just have to say like that ache, like you went to another baby shower or bridal party and you're like, that just hurts, right? And they're like, yeah, I get it. And they may be from across the country, and that's it. There's just this like seen, known, and unspoken, like you just understand where I'm coming from. Specifically in small groups. Like they curate these small groups to find other women who are specifically in the same season, because being single in your 20s and your 30s and your 40s is very different in just like the season of life you're in. And so to be put in a actual small group, it's like 3 to 4 to 5 of us, with women that are in your same season of life is just a new level of being seen, known, and loved. Um, and small group is just such a beautiful space to practice the skills that they're learning when they say that like relationships are catalysts for healing, and also the skills that are needed our marriage start in friendship. You can practice those in small group, and it's just this beautiful little space. Like practical skills that I learned through the 6 month of membership and are still definitely working on them is like learning to ask for what I need. It could be simple things like, hey, I have a conflict this week. Could we move it to next week? And seeing how that's received, which is totally something you're going to need in a relationship. Like, hey, can't see you tomorrow night. Could we meet next week? Um, they have workshops on learning who you are through the temperaments and understanding like my gifts and talents are actually good and are needed, and the Lord delights in who he's created me to be. And just again, that whole another level of being like seen, which is apparently the theme of my message tonight. Learning how to date from a receptive space. There's something about being single for a while. You just take over, like, fine, I'll take charge of myself. And I come from a family of 6 brothers. So definitely am like, I'm the man. And no, I'm not a man. I like need to fold into my femininity and my receptivity there. And this just like the skills and the practical um just information that you're taught is just so like mind blowing, but also delivered in such a beautiful, feminine, like open space to be like, oh, it is cool to be a girl. And like, I actually feel so much better here. Um, and then I guess last but not least is like just a newfound hope. And like hearing Mandy say, I'm not who I was 6 months ago, I can totally reiterate that. Like who I was 6 months ago is not who I am today. And the biggest, like, overarching thing is the courage to be myself and know that I have hope, and that our Father is a Father of details, and like none of our story is wasted, which is something that you hear often from Maria and Megan. Um, so if you're the girl looking for practicals, TIS gives you such practicals. If you're the girl who's looking to start this journey with others because you're like, this is just really lonely. I'm like sick and tired of doing this alone. Like TIS is for you. if you're the girl who wants to like believe and hope and go, that little girl in me like didn't think this is what life would look like there is truly hope. You can dream again. And life may not look the way that you thought it would, but it's still a beautiful adventure, and the Father has not forgotten you. And if you stumbled upon TIS, like it is not an accident. Um, so if I
Mm.
could go back and tell Annie anything at the beginning of membership, because I was definitely like slightly nervous because it's an investment, is I would tell her like the dreams that you had for yourself are coming to fruition. You are so much more confident in who the Lord has authentically created you to be. And I don't dread dating. And I also am not scared of like, regardless of how relationships continue, I know I'm going to be okay because I found my sisters and I know that I have a father of good details. And like, as I look for the good and have the skills, there's something about having hope and confidence that if I do the work, I'm going to have a beautiful life. And like, there's not a price tag you can put on that. And so, like, yeah, I'll also stick around for more questions. So if you have specifics, like, I am happy to answer any and all questions, but just know that like you're worth the investment and like hope is attainable. Like you can have the hope that you're looking for. So, thanks.
Isn't she marvelous, ladies? Isn't she such a light? I mean, the caliber of women, I mean, Maria and I'll be very honest with you, okay? Maria and I cry often. We'll be in meetings and tears will roll down our faces, my face, her face, our faces, because we are continuously in awe of the beauty of women who come into this community. We are continuously in awe of the courage and the humility that it takes to want to do the work. Because that's what transforms cultures. Your little culture in your little corner of the world. It starts with you. What are you not looking at inside? So the beauty that just totally came out of Nicole and Mandy and Annie, that all took very hard work, right? So I'm going to open up some breakout rooms here for all of you to have an opportunity to ask any of the gals who are in membership any questions. If you would like to stick around and you're like, actually, I would like to ask Maria